Welcome to the Spiritually Empowered Podcast, your virtual sanctuary for soul growth, spiritual healing, divine purpose, and conscious manifestation. Together we'll explore mysticism and magic, Buddhist and yogic teachings for inner liberation, shamanic energy medicine, psychic development, and tools to wield your power and protect your energy during this time of global awakening. I'm Ashley Coleman, ordained shamanic minister, advanced energy medicine practitioner, spiritual teacher, and devoted student of life's deepest mysteries. I'm here to help you alchemize ancient soul wounds, reclaim your power, and rise into your sacred calling to bring healing to this world in a way that only you can. I'm so honored to be here with you. Let's dive in. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Mystic Monday. I'm so glad you're here. I want to expand on this theme of May. What we've been diving into is the journey of awakening for empathic healer souls, the people who don't fit in, the people who feel like they can't conform, that they're not made to walk in line. They question authority. They cannot follow dogmatic teachings. This is for you. And waking up involves reconciling with the world and the way that it is, that it needs a lot of help. And you are our help. You are a powerful, empathic, gifted soul who opted in to come here during this time of great awakening. In my shamanic training with Alberto Villoldo, I studied with ancient medicines from the high Andes mountains of Peru, and they have a prophecy over the times that we're in. And we are living in times of incredible upheaval as the path to heal, the split, heal that which has been suppressed. So what we're seeing is evil coming out. We are seeing evil that was hiding coming out. And the old souls knew this was going to happen. Intuitively, we have felt it, that we are stepping into a huge time period of change. And when you clean your closet, you pull everything out and throw it on the floor, and it gets messy. Let me know. I'm curious. Put a heart in the comments if you as a child knew that something big was going to happen on this planet. And I am here to equip you with all the tools you need, the practices you need, the remembrance that you need to own your power, to exalt your gifts, to live a beautiful life, to use your spiritual gifts to manifest your dream life, to live in accordance with your soul's truth. Nothing is greater than that. We're sold this idea that once we have that thing and once we have this and have that, then we'll be happy. But how many billionaires are miserable? That's the lie that we're sold, that once we have this and have this and have this and have that, then we'll feel happy. Happiness comes from living in coherence with your soul's truth. And I made that my number one priority. After I left that toxic relationship, 2014, I said, number one is to get right with my soul. I was not right with my soul. I was sick inside. And now today, yes, there's challenges when you're right with your soul, when you have that as your core value, alignment, integrity with yourself, and you live that, not just think it. You still have challenges, but my inner being is steady through the ups and downs of life. And I just remember feeling like the miracle of my life is that I'm well. I used to be really sick, mentally, physically, spiritually, spiritual attacks and hospital visits and throwing up and really sick. The miracle is not that I'm helping a ton of people or that I've reached the goals, which I have reached many of them. The miracle is that I am well. So if you're watching this, maybe take that in. You got through some stuff. You got through some stuff. And even though wounds from the past come up again for us to deepen our healing. You can never go back. You cannot go back. So why don't we share a breath on that? And I just invite you, this is not a space where you just hear information, but it's really an invitation into your body to actually presence your awareness down into your womb, if you have one, into your low belly, into your base, into your heart, to actually become present. Because our life gets stolen from us when we aren't here in the present moment. I used to use spirituality to escape. I used to love talking to the angels and being up in the sky, and I had problems with money. I had problems setting boundaries. This is what happens when there's too much yin or feminine energy. Remember, the two energies of creation are yin and yang, masculine, feminine. We all have them. And I, in this life, have really experienced too much yin, also because I've been provided for financially. I have that set up for me. I don't have to work for money. And so that allowed me to explore these other dimensions, to invest in incredible trainings with master healers and graduate from college and study shamanic energy medicine. So my resources have been funneled into my training. And too much yin energy, too much feminine energy is a lack of direction, clarity, and results. I used to live in the spirit world. I would pull my cards, I would fantasize, I would date people based on the fantasy of them. And when I met my partner now, my amazing soulmate, I remember when I met him, I was like, I am not going to feel towards him. I'm not going to focus on my fantasy about him. I'm actually going to focus only on his actions and behavior, not even on what he says, how he acts, because I would fall in love because of what I thought someone could become. And that's too much yin energy when there's so much expansion of love and expansion of ideas. And one really clear way to understand this is you get downloads all the time, but you never build the thing to completion. This was so me. I had a really hard time in the material world. I had a really hard time. Also, because I didn't have to pay bills. I didn't have to evolve my inner masculine in that way. Some people or women, they have too much dominant yang energy, which is you're literally not present in your life. You're pushing forward, pushing forward, pushing forward. Your body's shutting down. Your relationships are not being prioritized. Your pleasure feels so distant, right? Too much yang energy is no heart. You don't even know why you're pushing forward. What are you even working toward? So there's an absence of the heart when there's too much yang energy. The intuition goes quiet and we're a cog in the wheel. Too much masculine energy is a cog in the wheel. Too much feminine energy is F the system. I'm not going to pay bills. It's radical in a way where you literally can't eat. And you're in relationships and sharing sensual energy. You're mixing, you're bleeding, and you don't have a sense of identity, value, or goals. And we see this, it's so prevalent today, too overly yin, because we're overcorrecting as a culture. We're fighting back against the patriarchy of be a cog in the wheel. And that's okay, right? For my partner, even when he was opening up to his feminine energy because he was really over masculine and his body suffered, right? His nervous system suffered. And when he was opening that back up, imagine a fire hose is kinked, you unkink it, and it goes so fast. So he was hit with all these emotions and he was like, Ashley, how do you do this? And I'm like, I know, it's like a lot. So his inner feminine flooded in, and it was this big release because it had been pressed down. And I had that too as I was strengthening my inner masculine, where I was learning sales and I was taking sales calls. And because I learned sales and started taking sales calls and built a 10-week program, high ticket for a intimate number of women, finished it in terms of I sold it, I created it, and we are on next week we have 3 classes left. Because I focused on result and selling ethically, inviting these amazing women in, having these sales calls where it's like balanced with the heart, where I want to know if this is a space that matches your goals and intentions. I want to know that. I want it to be an F yes for both of us. Overly masculine sales is like close it no matter what. There's no heart. Overly feminine says, screw sales calls. I'm out. I don't want to do it. And the problem with that is you don't get to help people. If you don't sell, you don't serve. Sure, you can exude love and heal people when you walk into the room. And yes, and this 10-week course that I have produced for these women is blowing my mind. Because I evolved my inner masculine and I took the vision from God and I moved it through into the material world. And I got help for that. I had a coach for that. Because since I'm provided for, I don't need the money. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I want to exalt my gifts. I have so much to share. I want to serve. And I want to feel like I'm in the center of my calling, which is helping people, which is bringing groups together. So I hope that gives you a clear example of how this plays out. Overly masculine is close it no matter what. It's the Tin Man. It's disconnected from the heart. It's I never slow down and feel my pleasure. I'm never here. And women can have 2 dominant masculine, men can have 2 dominant feminine. This energy, it depends on your upbringing and your circumstances. It's so fascinating. And your layout of this is exactly what your soul wanted. My soul somehow wanted to be provided for in that way. And not only is my family overflowing and providing for me, but I'm actually with my soulmate who also provides for me and wants to do that. And so my assignment is release your shame of receiving. And maybe you're out there and you have financial abundance from family or whatever it is, and you feel like that's hard to stomach. And that's a whole other topic. Let me know. Put a purple heart, put a purple heart in the caption or send me a DM on Instagram. Find me and say, talk more about inheritance as spiritual souls. Very taboo topic, not talked a lot about. There's a lot of shame that can be wrapped up in that, but that's been my experience and would love to speak on that if it would serve you. Purple heart or send me a DM on Instagram. And I would love to go into that if some of you are interested. So when people get into this healing path and they start to descend and they start to face the boogeymen, they can go to yin. It's like, okay, so what do we do with it? How do we actually heal it? So I have 5 steps here in terms of deep shadow work and descending into the emotional body and actually doing the root cause healing versus suppression and cog in the wheel. So number 1 is to unblend. So you feel an emotion and you unblend, right? Meaning my identity is I am one with God and I am a soul. Deep down, I'm not my emotions. I'm not identified with that. So you unblend. This is parts work, meaning you witness the emotion. You can't witness something that you're merged with. So to witness it, to see it, means that you've stepped out of it. So that's a key. And this is Buddhist meditation, Zazen, seated meditation. I'm in love with Buddhism as an interfaith minister. I graduate in June of 2026, and I'm also an ordained shamanic minister already. So I love these tools. Seated meditation, being the witness in consciousness. Just watch it. Like clouds in the sky, you are pure awareness and soul. You're watching the experience. Number one is unblend. Number two is descend. Go into the body. Stop thinking, and actually process it physically. Beat a pillow, cry, notice your heart beating. Go in, travel down from the mind. Step down from this computer and actually go into the experience. That's how we process emotions, not by thinking, talking, but by going into it physically. People avoid this and then they get chronic health issues because it's tied to unprocessed emotions. So there's a root cause to every dis-ease, and it's spiritual and emotional, psychosomatic illness. Number one is unblend. Number two is descend. Number three is feel. Set a timer. Actually feel your heartbreak, your grief, your joy. Some of us are comfortable with the lower emotions. What about joy? Is joy safe? You can do this with all emotions. Enlightenment is when you stop resisting the now. This is a path to enlightenment. Enlightenment is not a perfected state. It is when you have no resistant thought, when you are a yes to your experience from the inside out. So step three is to feel. Actually feel it. Step four is resolve. If it's a painful emotion, what's the resolve? This is really important. This is how you not get lost in the sauce of healing. Resolve can be, when was the first time I felt this way? Or speaking to yourself, when was the first time you felt this way, my love? Maybe a memory comes up. I was 4. My dad left me, right? And you breathe and you connect with that part of you. And if you want my support in walking through this, come study with me. I have Sovereign Soul, that group for women that I do, and different offerings like that change. So I'll put the links below. So you say, when was the first time you felt this way? Is there anything I can do for you? And you make a resolve. And maybe it's like, yeah, my mom never wanted me to be sad. And so I felt neglected in my sadness. She never wanted me to be sad. So she always made me feel happy. Be happy, Ash. And so I would ask myself, what can I do for you? It's like, stop trying to make me feel a certain way. That's the resolve, where you integrate the wisdom from your soul, from your emotions. What can I do differently? And you will hear your intuition. You will hear your inner child. The more you do this, this is the way to freedom. Maybe your pain says, I'm tired. You don't rest enough. And then the way that you create the resolve is you change the behavior. As my amazing masculine partner says, change the behavior. That's the masculine devotion to the feminine wisdom. You change how you move in the world because you are just informed of your intuition on the inside. What can I do for you? How can I love you today? And maybe it says, just be with me. Stop trying to change me, right? And so you unblend and have that conversation. So create a resolve. What's the wisdom in the pain? There's always something there. Even if it's just be with me, an open, loving presence with me. Number 5 is integration, which I spoke about. You move it into your life. What is one, my friend says, what is the next identified, or she says, what is the next indicated step? Moon and Virgo. Shout out to the Virgos. That's my opposite sign. I'm Pisces, lots of Pisces. What is the next indicated step? Okay, that's the integration. That is where your masculine moves the wisdom into life, the mundane, where you become the hieros gamos, that unified self, where your feminine, your emotions, your intuition are your foundation, that connection to yourself. And then your masculine says, change the behavior. You want to help people? Let's build a program from start to finish. And if that's something that you've never done, it's going to be uncomfortable probably. But the masculine energy says, I thrive when I move through obstacles. It's really good for the masculine energy to be challenged in everyone, lifting weights, doing something new. It's going to call more of you forward. So we have our visions and we build it in the world. My feminine energy wrote my poetry book. My masculine energy figured out how the heck to get a barcode, how to actually put together a book. It's called Awaken a Dream. My masculine energy saw the project from start to finish. So you have those steps: unblend, descend, feel, resolve, and integrate. Extract the wisdom and move on. Move forward, I should say. Because we really need masculine energy within all of us that is attuned to the heart, that is connected to the well-being of all. We need that. This isn't about saying screw masculine energy and screw men. This is about integrating it and letting the heart lead, because masculine energy is the protector. It's you setting boundaries for yourself. It's you saying no. It's you containing your emotions. It's you saying enough self-doubt. You're amazing. You're powerful. Go work out. It's you leading yourself. And as a spiritual person with a big purpose, you will be leading others. You might already be leading others. So we're leveling up together. Feminine deepens in, masculine rises up to the new opportunity to bring those two energies together and create heaven on earth. If that's not our purpose here, I don't know what is. Thank you so much for being here for Mystic Monday. And fun assignment for the week is, where are you at with your masculine and feminine energy? Have you been in the swamp of healing, going over and over and over? Have you not had the resolve and the forward movement that comes from integrating the wisdom into your life and moving forward? Or have you been over into the masculine side where you forgot about your psychic gifts, your body, your pleasure, your emotions, your intuition? Where are you at in those energies? And what is one step you can take to create greater balance and wholeness? I love you. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you loved this episode, share it with somebody who you really feel would benefit from this message. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in the next episode.